Hi everyone and welcome back to Big OGGIE World. If you happen to be new to the channel, please hit your subscribe button and your notification bell so that you know when we've got things going on. And at the moment we've got quite a lot of things going on, so you'll want to stay around and have a good look. Today we are doing food, but we also do some travel stuff. The recipe today, it's a quick recipe for your tea, perfect for your tea, especially in this hot weather, and it's a calorie controlled one. We've had some requests from people asking for some calorie controlled recipes. You don't have to be on a diet to want a calorie controlled recipe. We've several books that we really like, Pinch of Nom being one. We've got a Good Hairy Biker's Dieting one, but I've just found the Two Chubby Cubs, and this is their latest book, which is all about dinners for dinner time, which is fab. And so, as you can see, we've a bit of a glut of tomatoes, so thanks Mother for that. And rather than waste them or make soup, I am going to try Tomato Tarte Tatin. This recipe has low-calorie ingredients which help to control the calories that you're putting in. Also, it serves for, and it's going to be approximately 490 calories per quarter. Okay, so that's a pretty good portion size for that. So to start off with, you are going to need a sheet of reduced fat puff pastry. I've had a problem getting hold of reduced fat puff pastry, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure it's because we're living where we are. So if you're near a big town or something like that, I'm sure you'll get it with no problem at all. So one sheet reduced fat puff pastry, obviously tomatoes, as many as you can get on, I'd say, although they are saying like £1, 2 ounces, but quite honestly, fill your boots is what I say. We need ricotta cheese, 125 grams of ricotta. You're going to need reduced fat green pesto. That's 100 grams of reduced fat pesto. Some whole grain mustard. Unfortunately, we don't have whole grain, so we're going to use Dijon, but you need a teaspoon of that. Some dried mixed herbs to herb it up a bit, and you're going to need 3 tablespoons of either Parmesan or Pecorino. Now, I'll be honest, I've not tried Pecorino, but I don't like Parmesan, so I'm hoping because it's not so strong, it might be more to my taste. But you don't put the cheese on it until after you've cooked the tart. Okay, so this is a very simple recipe. A few bits of basil to sprinkle on the top at the end as well, just to make it really nice. Basil and tomatoes always go really well together. So let's get started. Not complicated, people. A baking sheet and your sheet of puff pastry. You just put it onto your baking sheet. I'm going to actually leave my greaseproof on as well because I don't see the point taking it off, quite frankly. It will stop it sticking. And then all you do is you fold in the edges slightly to make a little well, if you like. You just fold them in all the way around. So that's approximately what it looks like. It's not difficult. Put it out of the way for a minute. Then you need your ricotta, and into your ricotta you are going to put your spoonful of mustard, 1 teaspoon. And a teaspoon of mixed herbs. Give those a mix together. Like that. And then spread that over your pastry.
Now I'm on camera today, but I've just asked Kelly a question. Do you prick the pastry to keep it flat? But you said no?
No, you don't prick the pastry, and I believe that is because of the tomato juice. So if you prick holes, it's going to go straight through and the whole bottom will be really soggy. So hopefully by not pricking it, it's that integrity word again, John.
Yeah, we love that word integrity. It's becoming a
some of the integrity
of our channel.
Of the pastry will be maintained. So you don't need to do it brilliantly. It's, you know, not like plastering or something, is it? Just spread it nicely. Just don't waste any would be my thing. If you're counting calories, you want to get every single one of the ones that you're due. And next thing, I'm going to chop up my tomatoes, so I'll come back when I've done that. You don't need to watch me slice tomatoes.
I also noted that you're using all different shapes and sizes of tomatoes. Does it particularly matter, you think, whether they're big or small?
I don't think it matters. I just think you just use what you've got. If you've got a glut, use whatever you've got. The only thing I would say is, obviously, if you're using cherry tomatoes, I would say halves are plenty. You don't want to cut them any further than that. And if you're using big tomatoes, try and keep the thicknesses similar, just so that they all...
Keep the stalky ends off as well, maybe.
Well, I think when you home grow them, sometimes the stalky ends are quite tough. Not so much so with the ones that you buy in the shop. But you can get all different, you know, you can use yellow ones, black ones,
yeah, we like
green
some of the heritage ones, don't we?
Yeah.
All the heritage ones nowadays, but they're all different shapes, sizes, colours.
Absolutely, just use whatever you have or whatever you like, or...
In fact, I mean, they've done that on the picture in the book because I think it just looks pretty.
Yeah.
There's the yellow ones, etc. on it, but right now there's a glut of tomatoes, you use what they got.
Right, I'm going to start laying this onto my pastry. I don't think I've got enough yet, but my board's getting a bit full. Don't be scared to overlap, that's absolutely fine. There we go. Fill in the gaps. Okay, so there are my tomatoes overlapped, placed in, just generally squidged wherever I can get them. Good mixture of big tomatoes, little tomatoes, and then all you do now is you put a little bit of salt and pepper over. Tomatoes do love a season. A little bit of pepper. Obviously to your own tastes. Then you spray a little bit of oil. You can use Fry Light. This is just normal sunflower cooking spray, but usually with the sprays they're usually about a calorie a squirt. So you just want to put a little squirt over. And lastly, before it goes into the oven, which should be at 220 fan, or 475 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 8. You get your pesto and you allegedly drizzle it over. Now I'm not quite sure how you drizzle pesto.
We found there are lots of different brands of pesto and obviously some various reduced ones. We've got what we believe is a decent make, but it is quite thick.
Obviously, a lot of you, or some of you, may make your own pesto, which...
Absolutely. If you've got a basil and whatever, you can make some. Why not? Yeah, I think instead of drip, we say blob. But that kind of will spread anyway, so it's all fine.
Well, once the tomatoes go a bit juicier, yeah.
You can smell it. You can
smell
pesto's got an amazing smell all its own, hasn't it?
Smells like summer.
It does. Quite frankly, there's nothing I don't like about this, because I really love tomato, mozzarella, tomato and cheese and pesto in a sandwich. This is just perfect.
I'm just spreading it out a little bit, so just in case.
I nearly use that word piquancy then. That's quite posh, isn't it?
Ooh, that is very posh.
Get you, OGGIE.
And there we go. So that is going into the oven now for 35 minutes. And by the time it comes out, the puff pastry will be all puffed up and lovely. The tomatoes will be all lovely and juicy. And then we're going to, as soon as you bring it out, when it's really hot still, we're going to sprinkle 3 tablespoons of grated Pecorino or Parmesan and a few basil leaves. Okay, so it's had its half an hour in the oven. I would say watch it because it says 35 minutes, but mine was just starting to go a bit dark, so just keep an eye on it. It was in for about 30 minutes. And then all you do is you take 3 tablespoons of your cheese. I'm just guessing this because, and you sprinkle it over the top. I guess if you want it cheesier, go for it.
Should be higher calories.
Yeah, but just watch your calories. I think that's enough. And then some lovely bits of fresh basil. Tear them up or put them on whole, however you like it. And there we have it. Tomato Tarte Tatin. Like I said, for a quarter of that tart, it is 490 calories. Obviously, if you put more cheese on, you're going to have to adjust that. Personally, I couldn't eat a quarter of that, but then I guess some of you will do.
I could.
Well, John could, yeah, absolutely he could. Make a brilliant light lunch.
Yeah.
Or as an accompaniment for dinner, and we're just going to have it with some ham, I think, tonight, aren't we?
Yes, I guess you let it go cool a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the cheese melting on it will be yummy. So if you want to eat it warm, you probably could.
I'm just thinking if it's
But if you want to
hot,
eat it cold,
you probably wouldn't. The integrity again when you cut it, it might not hold together because it's going to be quite.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's going to be a tart that you can pick up.
No, it's tight. You need a knife and fork.
Yeah, you will need a knife and fork for it. But there's lots of yummy goodness. It should be very tasty with all the extra bits and pieces of flavour that we put in. You know, it's not just a bit of tomato on a piece of pastry.
No, I think that's the thing. A lot of low-calorie recipes that we've seen over the years just lack taste.
Yeah.
Because everything that has taste has calories for some reason, does in my book. So it's a good idea to try and pack whatever flavour you can into a smaller portion or into whatever you create with this.
Absolutely. But a brilliant way of using a tomato glut. Very simple. Takes what, 15 minutes to put together?
Yeah,
What
30
you got?
minutes in the oven.
Yeah. What's not to love? Hope to see you all again soon. Remember, if you are still with us, to subscribe if you haven't already, and please hit the notification bells so that you can know when we put something new out. There's lots coming up. We're going to be very busy. Yes, John's desperate to show his stupid egg thingamajiggy. See you all again soon, guys. I won't
everybody.
subject you to that. Not today. Bye for now.